What if I told you that Zach and Tori Roloff, the beloved couple from Little People, Big World, just pulled off one of the most heartwarming surprises of the year, welcoming twins completely away from the spotlight? That's right. While fans have grown used to seeing every milestone of the Roloff family shared on television or social media, this moment was kept hidden, unfolding quietly behind closed doors. No one saw it coming. For months, Zach and Tori stayed private, only sharing glimpses of family life, never hinting at such a life-changing chapter. The secrecy has left fans shocked, emotional, and eager to know every detail about how and why they decided to share their joy differently this time. The Roloffs, of course, have a long history of opening their world to millions. From the early days on TLC's Little People, Big World, audiences watched Zach grow up, meet Tori, and start a family of their own. Every birth, every milestone, every struggle was usually part of the story told on screen. But this time, something changed, and the decision to welcome twins away from the cameras marks a surprising new chapter in their journey. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did Zach and Tori choose privacy over publicity, and how has the rest of the Roloff family reacted? In today's story, we'll explore the hidden layers of this emotional moment, the challenges that came with it, and the reactions from those closest to them. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. For Roloff family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. When news finally surfaced that Zach and Tori had welcomed twins, fans everywhere were stunned, not just by the joyous surprise of two new additions, but by the fact that the couple had managed to keep the entire pregnancy under wraps. For a family so often in the public eye, it was almost unthinkable that something so monumental could remain a secret for so long. Zach and Tori's decision wasn't accidental, it was intentional. After years of sharing their most vulnerable life moments on Little People, Big World, and through social media, they understood the toll of constant scrutiny. This time, they wanted peace, space, and the ability to prepare for their children without the pressure of outside opinions. By choosing privacy, they shielded themselves from the endless speculation that usually surrounds the Roloff family, allowing the pregnancy to unfold in its own natural rhythm. On social media, fans began noticing subtle changes. Tori, who had always been open about past pregnancies, began posting fewer full-body photos. Her captions shifted, less about day-to-day updates and more about gratitude, reflection, and family moments. For those who paid close attention, the signs were there: oversized sweaters, carefully cropped photos, and a deliberate focus on the kids they already had. Still, the majority of fans missed these quiet hints, assuming the Roloffs were simply taking a break from the spotlight. Behind the scenes, the emotional journey was profound. Every doctor's appointment, every heartbeat heard on the monitor, every late-night talk between Zach and Tori carried extra weight. The anticipation of twins brought both excitement and nervousness. Would their lives change dramatically? Could they manage the challenges of raising two babies at once while still caring for Jackson, Lila, and Josiah? These private questions never made it online, but they were part of the daily reality the couple carried silently. By the time the birth arrived, the emotions had built to an overwhelming crescendo. Instead of the usual fanfare or press updates, Zach and Tori welcomed their twins quietly, surrounded only by family and a close circle of support. There were no staged Instagram posts, no glossy announcements, just raw, unfiltered love in a delivery room where two new Roloffs took their first breaths. For Zach and Tori, this wasn't just about having children, it was about reclaiming their narrative. They had given themselves permission to experience this chapter privately, proving that even in a world that constantly demands access, some moments are worth keeping sacred. Behind closed doors, the early days of parenting twins were nothing short of overwhelming for Zach and Tori. The world didn't see the 3 a.m. feedings, the endless diaper changes, and the quiet tears that sometimes came with exhaustion. For them, it wasn't just about managing two newborns at once. It was about holding their family together while adjusting to a completely new rhythm of life. The sleepless nights often blended into the mornings, leaving the couple drained but determined. Zach and Tori leaned on one another in ways they hadn't before, dividing responsibilities in the middle of chaos. Tori, ever the nurturing mom, found herself stretched thin, balancing recovery, nursing, and comforting cries. Zach, while dealing with his own fatigue, stepped up as the protector and steady hand, proof that even in struggle, their teamwork grew stronger. But the shift wasn't just for Zach and Tori. Their three older children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, were suddenly thrown into a new reality. Jackson, the eldest, showed his maturity by helping in small but meaningful ways, whether fetching a blanket or singing softly to calm his baby siblings. Lila, with her tender personality, alternated between curiosity and moments of needing reassurance that she was still just as loved. And little Josiah, still a toddler himself, had his world turned upside down, sometimes responding with playful affection, other times with confusion when his parents' attention was split. Through all this, the Roloff household was filled with a unique mix of chaos and joy. The laughter of siblings meeting milestones intertwined with the cries of newborns needing care. The joy of watching the twins grow side by side came with the challenge of ensuring every child felt equally cherished. For Zach and Tori, it was a constant balancing act, managing exhaustion, nurturing 5 young souls, and somehow carving out moments to breathe. Yet, in the midst of struggle, there were magical moments that made it all worthwhile. Twin giggles filling the living room, siblings bonding in unexpected ways, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing that, despite the hardship, their love as a family was only growing deeper. When news of Zach and Tori's twins began trickling out, the Roloff family's reactions were naturally the first thing fans wondered about. For Matt Roloff, the patriarch who has seen his family grow both on and off screen, this was another milestone that carried both pride and complexity. While he has always championed family first, the secrecy surrounding the twins may have left him balancing 2 roles: proud grandfather and public figure tied to a reality TV legacy. Some speculate that Matt may have initially felt left out of the loop, especially given past tensions between Zach and the farm business. Still, for a man who has always embraced being grandpa, the eventual joy of welcoming 2 new Roloffs would have outweighed any brief sting of surprise. Amy Roloff's perspective may have been even more layered. As a mother who has often been caught in the middle of family feuds and divided loyalties, the quiet birth could have struck her emotionally. Some fans believe Amy likely respected Zach and Tori's need for privacy, recalling her own struggles with media intrusion during her divorce and remarriage. On the other hand, others suggest Amy might have wished she could have shared in those earliest moments more openly. What's undeniable is that Amy has always been deeply connected to her grandchildren, and once she held the twins in her arms, her heart would have spoken louder than any secrecy. TLC's involvement has sparked plenty of speculation too. Did producers know ahead of time, and were cameras rolling somewhere behind the scenes? Reality TV thrives on surprises, and a secret pregnancy and birth would have been golden footage. Some fans are convinced that TLC deliberately stepped aside this time, allowing Zach and Tori to control their own narrative away from the cameras. Others argue that TLC might have been caught off guard, missing a major storyline that could have pulled in viewers. If that's the case, the network may already be negotiating ways to feature the twins in future specials, or risk letting one of the show's most compelling chapters play out entirely off-screen. As whispers began to spread online, fans quickly split into 2 camps. On one side were those who respected Zach and Tori's decision to guard such an intimate moment. These supporters pointed out that the Roloffs have already given the public so much of their lives, and if they wanted to enjoy this milestone quietly, they deserved that grace. On the other side were fans who felt excluded, even betrayed. After years of following their story through TLC, Instagram, and YouTube, many expected to be part of the journey from the very beginning. For these fans, the secrecy created a sense of distance, as though the Roloffs were closing the door on the community that had supported them for so long. This division reflects a larger tension that has always surrounded the Roloff family's public life: the balance between reality TV storytelling and genuine personal privacy. For every fan who applauds them for drawing healthy boundaries, there's another who worries that the Roloffs are drifting further from the openness that once defined little people, big world. As the story of Zach and Tori welcoming twins privately comes full circle, it's clear their choice represents more than just a personal decision. It reflects a bigger cultural shift. After years of living in the public eye through Little People, Big World, the couple has taken a step back, prioritizing peace, family, and authenticity over the constant demands of fame. It's a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful moments are the ones shielded from the cameras. For fans who have followed their journey for over a decade, this is also a turning point. Support doesn't always mean knowing every detail or being part of every milestone. Instead, it can mean respecting their privacy, celebrating their happiness from a distance, and recognizing the courage it takes to set boundaries in a world that rarely allows it. This chapter in their lives shows the beauty of balance, that a family can honor their past on television while also carving out a future that's entirely their own. And in the end, maybe that's what makes their story so special. It's real, it's raw, and it belongs to them. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.